So our Archicad tip of the week today is managing wall information. And so with wall information, what's important to note here is that every wall is assigned a classification, and every element in Archicad, for that matter, is assigned a classification. So when we have a wall, you can see that we can go over to our properties over there to the right-hand side, and where it says available properties, we can say custom, and this is what we're going to make it available for. It's for bases, for cabinet millwork, for custom construction, for door materials, for frame materials, for things that might be pertinent for that specific type of classification. And so here's an example where if we go to our open up our property manager, which is also available under the options menu. So the property manager and classification manager kind of work together here. So what you'll see below here is that if we select something like the fire resistant rating up above, which is what we were talking about earlier, and we have the ability to set option sets here for like 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, 180, and 240 minutes, right? And so when we select those options, we can then use those to show information within the project. And we also want to assign using and set those to the classifications here. So in these classifications, we want to assign where this particular property is going to show and be available to within our project. So this particular option is for fire resistance. So we want to make it available for things like column, ceilings, coverings, curtain walls, doors, ramps, building information that where fire resistance is important. When we do that, and now we open up the wall settings, we will see that because we made it available for walls, it will now show within the wall settings. If you did not make it available, for example, for a door, then you would not see it within the door settings. So it's basically, that's what the classifications does, is by adding in the classification that you want it to show on, it will then show in that setting. So you can see here where when we select the settings here, we can see those different 20 minutes, 50 minutes, or 45, 1 hour, 1.5, etc. that we were assigning. And then we can create a graphic override combination. And so it could be something like this, where we have a graphic override combination where we're showing simple halftone and highlighted red. And we could even take a step further. We can add additional colors in there where we can have green, we can have yellow for different colors, where we could begin to actually show the different options here in the 3D as well as within the 2D. And you can see here where, because we set this to show for structural load bearing, non-load bearing color of sort of purple blue, structural undefined as gray. Then when we go to 3D or to floor plan, either way, we're going to actually see that information displayed in the correct color based upon the way we set that. And we can use it for displaying project phasing as well. We can go in our properties, we can create a property called project phasing. We can then create project phasing phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And then we can assign those phasing options or properties to the different phases. And then we can create a project or a display in the model information that shows those phasing within our graphic override combinations for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and we can save those with views. And then that way we can then show the color, like you're seeing here, for the different phasing. And that is our tip of the week. So let's get into Archicad.